welcome to the Money and Fariha show. As I'm sure you're aware by now, I am Fariha and this is Money.
Well, how quickly the time passes. It's Friday again.
It is
here
indeed.
We are.
And here we are, and here you are.
Absolutely. And it's always a pleasure to see you guys. And thank you for watching our show. And we got a great feedback, as usually, we always get the great feedback. And thank you for providing with all of that, your comments, your feedback. And we check all of the portals, and wherever you leave us the comments, we are checking them regularly.
They are being checked. And with regards to all of the platforms that we are viewed on, it's on YouTube, on Facebook live stream. It is on the IPTVs, Jadoo, Shava, as well as the others. And of course, we personally, in our inboxes, receive the feedback. And I just have to thank each and every one of you guys so much for all of the love that we receive, because it is profound and it is immense.
Thank you for watching our show and liking it. And we profoundly thank you. Wholeheartedly doing that. And Fariha, one of the questions actually recently came up was that what is the premises of a show? And that we do get on and on. I think we continue getting that question.
We do. And that's fine. We just love to clarify and reiterate. So the premise of the Money and Fariha show is anyone who is truly living their passion, who has a triumph over the past, who has a cause that they're absolutely passionate about and wish to promote because they feel so strongly about it, as well as Money and I were discussing, and everyone's lived legacy.
Absolutely. So, and how are we going to define that? Because my lived legacy could be very different from yours. I actually, as a matter of fact, I really want to state something very interesting here. And I met you several years ago, and I'm truly, very grateful for having Fariha as a truly very blessed, friend in my life. Absolutely. So I redefined my life legacy after that. So that's,
and oh my God, I was the cause of that.
There you go. and I am living my legacy, of course, and I continued redefining it, and we discover first of all, and then we redefine it, over the period of time. So what is it, for it could be individualistic.
Very much so.
And how are we going to lay out, what is it, for?
Well, that's a great question. And we do get asked that quite often as well. Like, what is each person's lived legacy? Because we have such a variety of guests, and each one is so unique and individual and special in their own right. And it really doesn't matter. A lived legacy is indefinable, and it's truly unique and individual to each person. And thank you so much for sharing that, because another thing which I have to add, Money, is that it can be evolving, right?
Yes.
We get to a point where we have a goal and we think we wish to accomplish it. And once we get to it, it's like, well, what's next, right? And so it's constantly evolving. It could be our lived goal or lived legacy as we personally think it is up to a certain point, and then it evolves and it changes. Because it's not about an ultimate destination. The ultimate destination that we're all heading towards is the grave. So it's all about the journey and enjoying every part of it.
I don't see that, absolutely. And time reveals us, right? And we learn from our experiences, our circumstances, all of these factors, really, really play an imperative role in our lives. So as time reveals us, we redefine our legacies, right?
Absolutely. And once again, even once we think that this is our lived legacy, someone else may see it as something else.
Yes,
very much so.
Indeed.
Well, this week for me has been, up and down, as all of us have ups and downs in life. And I was actually speaking to my mom, as I share with you guys often, that, my mom and I have this relationship. Mostly, the basis is always love, but, the way that we share it and express it can vary from time to time. And I was saying to her that, regardless of what comes our way, I always think of it as, okay, what was my attention not going to? What is it that the God, universe, wants me to focus on that I wasn't focusing on before, that now I am compelled to, right? So those moments when we think, oh my God, this is catastrophic, or how could this happen to me? If we just shift our thinking and think, well, how is this serving me? Because our brain is going to give us answers. And if we think and ask, why me, it's going to come back with, why you? Absolutely. But if we ask our brain a different question of how is this serving me, then it's going to come back with a different set of answers.
And even if you are asking that question, why me, in a positive, perspective, I think you can always get that answer too. Why me? And from
why was I
exactly
selected for
why
this
was I
glorious
selected
task?
Absolutely, why not? Why not you?
Yeah, why not me?
Exactly. Why not me?
Change
Why
the
not
premise
you?
of that.
And exactly, and that's how I always share. I always put myself in those shoes. Whenever I'm talking about from coming from that perspective. So I always say that I apply that formula to myself. So why not me? So ask that question from yourself first. So you were telling about that you have something really nice to share today.
Yes. So as you guys are aware, I love poetry. I love literature. I love culture. So the excerpt which I wish to share with you guys today is from Khalil Gibran's book, The Prophet. And it goes back to my childhood. There was a book in my father's library, and it was called The Broken Wings. And it had the picture of a butterfly. And since the age of 10, I didn't read it, but I was just drawn towards it. And some things my father said that, it wasn't appropriate for me to read at that time. But that was a book that I was always drawn to. And once I did read that, I was drawn to his other poems and other literature. And even the words that are used are really significant and meaningful to me. So let me share this with each of you. This is Khalil Gibran on love, an excerpt from the book The Prophet. When love beckons to you, follow him, though his ways are hard and steep. And going back to me saying that even the words are so significant, when I think of it in my mind, I think of it when love calls to you, but it's not the word calls, it's actually beckons, which is more subtle. It has to be recognized, a gentle beckoning. Do we see it? Do we recognize it? Because it's when we are beckoned to that we should follow. So there's mutual acknowledgement of it. And when his wings enfold, you yield to him, though the sword hidden among his pinions may wound you. And when he speaks to you, believe in him, though his voice may shatter your dreams, as the north wind lays waste the garden. For even as love crowns you, so shall he crucify you. Even as he is for your growth, so is he for your pruning. Even as he ascends to your height and caresses your tenderest branches that quiver in the sun, so shall he descend to your roots and shake them in their clinging to the earth. Like sheaves of corn, he gathers you onto himself. He threshes you to make you naked. He sifts you to free you from your own husks. He grinds you to whiteness. He kneads you until you are pliant. And then he assigns you to his sacred fire, that you may become sacred bread for God's sacred feast. All these things shall love do unto you, that you may know the secrets of your heart, and in that knowledge become a fragment of life's heart. But if you fear you would seek only love's peace and love's pleasure, then it is better for you to cover your nakedness and pass out of love's threshing floor. In the seasonless world where you shall laugh, but not all of your laughter, and weep, but not all of your tears. Love gives not but itself, and takes not from itself. Love possesses not, nor would it be possessed, for love is sufficient unto love. And there is actually so much more, and you guys can check it out yourself. But it's just the contrast that really comes to light in this poem, that if we are seeking love only for the happiness, then we're missing out on the bittersweetness of the sorrow. If we are thinking of love just as fulfillment and satisfaction, then those tears that are shed in moments of despair or sorrow, we miss out on that.
Oh my God, it's a beautiful concept, for the feelings and all of this emotions and everything combined, So it's just not only it's a full package on the spectrum, right?
Yes.
It's not just one side or just the happiness, it has to be absolutely complete, all encompassing in one.
And
it's
like
beautiful.
You said, each end of the spectrum truly has its own beauty, and to truly appreciate the extreme of love and happiness, you
must experience
the extreme of the other side as well.
God. That is beautiful, beautiful. And it's from the book The Prophet.
That's right. It's an excerpt from the Prophet, and the name of it is On Love. So we would love to hear your feedback on this, what it means to you, or any poems that you want to share with us, because we're always here to expand our knowledge and our experiences. So thank you for experiencing this literally with me and with us.
Wow, this is great. So stay with us, and once we return, we will have, of course, we have two guests here, not just one, and we will be
Double the
introducing
pleasure, double
to
your fun.
absolutely double the pleasure, and we will be introducing to both of them. And stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Welcome back, everyone. I hope that you were thinking about Khalil Gibran and On Love over the break.
Yes.
I know I was.
I'm sure you know the inquisitive group out there must be already on a Google and looking for that.
Yeah, probably. I know I would be.
Yes, of course.
So, do you want to introduce our guest of the day today?
It would be my pleasure and delight to honor and introduce both of our guests of the day. So first and foremost, Liliana. She is an intuitive healer, a Reiki master, an author, a poet, and a spiritual coach. And I would love to hear some of Liliana's poetry as well.
Yes.
Her devotion to the expansion of others connecting to their inner power is a driving force behind why she is committed to why she has committed the rest of her life in the service of spiritual enlightenment. That's quite the calling, wouldn't you say, Mani?
Absolutely.
So Liliana is a scholar with 40 years experience in servicing the Faculty of Liberal Arts and Professional Studies at York University. And I have to ask her when she left, because I was there from 2010 to 2013. Her acknowledgements and awards have redefined her methodology of causing sustainable change within families, communities, and the education system. For 25 years, Liliana was a senior public relations ambassador for dignitaries, and she prided herself on the ability to deliver excellence with every project that she spearheaded. And I have no doubt about that, knowing exactly who she is.
Exactly.
So Liliana's spiritual journey began when she was faced with her own physical and mental hardships. And weren't we just talking about that, Mani? Like the contrast and how it serves us and takes us forward.
Absolutely.
Her own miracles of healing have now become her purpose, and being a catalyst for others to live unrestrictedly in their own lives and to, have their inner power cultivate their outer being. So the inner, the outer, all-encompassing. So that's Liliana. And as for Maria, I was actually thinking on my drive over here about Maria and about Helen Keller and how, you know, at times when we hear about these great personalities in history and we think, you know, yeah, at one point these prodigies come along, but in this day and age, who do we really have to refer to? And once you get to know a bit more about Maria, I would say that you'll be totally blown away and very much inspired by both of our guests for today.
Yeah.
So Maria is a successful doctor of natural medicine and an award-winning doctor of humanitarian services with the World Organization of Natural Medicine. Wow. She is a highly skilled intuitive healer as well, and no wonder she's partners with Liliana, and a profound life coach, and is passionate in creating healing foods as a medicinal nutrition chef. And we've had a couple of chefs on now, and it truly is amazing. You know, we're all about food and eating, so that serves our palate as well. She has a powerful, inspirational, and transformational. She's also a powerful, inspirational, and transformational speaker who has presented in several prestigious international conferences, such as the Pacific Rim Conference at Honolulu, Hawaii, and the Toronto Kids Expo. Her own life experience as an owner of 4 natural health clinics in the Greater Toronto Area and as a professional network marketer have helped her to evolve into successful entrepreneurship. And again, you know, like totally along the lines of what we have been discussing, that when we think that we've gotten to a certain place, as Maria has gotten to several places, there's always something else, always something propelling us forward. So her most recent challenge was surviving a stroke, a brain aneurysm, and undergoing a massive brain surgery that left her partially blind. And I think now you guys figure out where I'm going with the Helen Keller analogy or link. Her near-death experience has driven her into a profound spiritual journey. As she walks the stages, she touches, moves, and inspires and educates others to create powerful lives. Well, welcome to the show, ladies.
Thank you. What a powerful, duo we have here.
Dynamic duo.
Absolutely, absolutely.
And it's an honor for me and Maria, obviously, to be here on the show and, share with others in the community a difference we can make for you.
Welcome to our show, and
Thank you for having us.
It's amazing to have you ladies. And every time I meet both of them, they are just the first thing that I really have to acknowledge today is how beautiful you two look. And it's all spring. We are back in the spring and summer. And how colorful you are, I cannot come up with the right term. Are they tropical? Are they colorful? Are they springy? Are they?
I think beautiful defines it
all. Beautiful to define,
what? Rainbow.
Beautiful.
Yes.
We have to come up with a new term.
Okay.
Yes,
all right.
we must, something really glorifying.
Well, they have a company which both of them collaborate on called Soul Anatomy.
Yes.
So the word that comes to mind is soul anatomilicious.
Oh my God. That's a mouthful of a word.
I know.
That's a really... Yes,
there you go. Doesn't it say it all?
Yes,
I'll be submitting it to Webster's Dictionary.
Word whisper?
Absolutely, yes.
Yes, she absolutely, does an amazing job with the words.
So tell us, Liliana and Maria, how you guys met and started to collaborate.
Well, let's say that we met several years ago, and at that time I was working for the Italian government and was working on projects for the Italian community and volunteered my time, and then I volunteer a lot of my time. And I was working on a project with the Italian embassy in creating a bocce tournament, national, international.
What is bocce?
Bocce is actually like a lawn bowling.
Okay.
But it's a professional environment where there's how would you call it? Like
synthetic courts.
Yes.
And there's rules. And
as all games
as
have.
all games, right? But it's not the playful one; it's the competitive.
Oh, so it's serious.
It's very serious.
Talking about
very serious.
Yes, and in fact, I was in charge of organizing it nationally.
Okay.
So. So I actually had the teams all set up, and I remember that one of my teams, the Toronto team, just pulled back for other inconveniences that had happened, and I was left without a team from Toronto. And at that time, we were both volunteering in a federation, sorry, an Italian federation that umbrellaed all the communities of the Italian associations. And she was the vice president of that community, of that federation. And I remember we were going into a meeting, and we had the acquaintance, but never known each other very well. So I go into the meeting, and I'm a little bit, ticked off because I had just had that information. Yeah. She walks in, all not happy and radiant. And what did you say?
I said, guess what, everyone? I am the Canadian Women's Champion. In Canada, and her mouth dropped.
I said, say that again.
Yes.
Champion of bocce. You mean bocce, right? You mean bocce. And I said to her, we need to talk.
Yeah.
And that's where it all started.
Yeah.
Wow.
So we started with that journey where, actually, they actually did pretty good. They came second, so not bad.
There you go.
Proud of the ladies.
Yes.
And so that's where we started. And I always, I've been in the natural healing arts for 25 years. Actually, this is my 25th year between my studies and practice.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Wow, it's amazing.
And you see, I just started getting, let's say, into a good friendship because we started knowing each other, and she was more and more intrigued in what I was doing, and she became my student. So I taught her how to live more in the natural healing arts, and we'll get more into what we do actually as we get into the show.
Nitty gritty of it.
Yes, we'll get into the nitty gritty of it. So this is basically how we met.
Yes.
Yes.
And again, going back to kind of how the theme of the show has been progressing, that contrast that had that catastrophic event not occurred, maybe you guys wouldn't have developed the friendship that you now have.
Exactly. It would have just been maybe the acquaintance on volunteering board.
Yes.
It was meant to happen.
Yes.
And it was also my hunger of knowing more and the spirituality that she was teaching in, and with the Reiki and all that. And that's what really intrigued me. And that's why I am who I am today.
Amazing. Well, you know, as the saying goes, that when the student is ready, the teacher appears.
Yeah.
And the universe was making it all happen for you.
Exactly.
And absolutely different circumstances because it was meant that way.
Meant to
So
be.
That's absolutely, it's just great. So tell us, and I'll start with you, Liliana, about your profession, you know, in regards to, tell us a little bit more about yourself.
I took early retirement from York University, I think it was 2013, and I wanted to expand in my own business, but at that point...
And what was your business
well,
at the time?
I was counseling and having Reiki sessions with individuals on my own while doing other things, so it wasn't really a full-time position that I was wanting to hold. And so what developed from there is that with Maria Grazia, she was doing her own healing in the practice and doing workshops and so forth. And just this January, we collaborated, and this is how Soul Anatomy got created. And we now have a double force, right?
Yes.
And, you know, everywhere she goes, I go, right?
And we have always seen you two together, and it's amazing, you know.
Yeah.
And I've checked your website also,
Soul Anatomy. So it's the Soul Anatomy. So take the A out of anatomy and Soul
Goes
Anatomy.
together.
Soul Anatomy.
Yeah.
And how did you, and pardon my accent, you know, I still have a lot of mixed accents. So how did you come up with that term?
It was channeled.
Yes,
Channeled.
okay, channeled.
Okay.
Oh, it's amazing.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, I mean,
And-
in the spiritual realm,
the spiritual,
consciousness
yeah.
is what's
Yes.
comes
And
out,
a
right?
lot of things are channeled. For those of you that don't understand, we get messages, and acting on those messages actually brings us where we are today.
Yeah, I would say that it's like Khalil Gibran saying, when love beckons you, you know, follow him. So it's that beckoning of the soul that you can also think of as channeling, because oftentimes we get messages and we may go foo-foo, you know, and not pay attention to them.
Exactly.
But it is that beckoning of
It
love.
is.
Yes.
And it's being able to decipher the messages that come and what is going on in your mind. And, you know, if individuals actually start listening to that voice, the higher self, right?
Yeah.
The voice in your head, you could actually get so much. Ask the question and you will receive, right?
Yes, and you can always go and visit the website, Soul Anatomy. And do you have a whole website? We will be providing you information,
Yes.
right? And at the end also. And go check the website, and we'll be right back after this.
Welcome back, everyone. So please give us a synopsis of everything that you offer there.
At the retreats, the spiritual retreats, individuals come on a Friday night, stay Saturday, and leave half a day after on Sunday. And what they get, they experience their inside, like we said, that you feel from inside outward, their spirituality, and they come with questions. And some of the pictures that you've seen, there's a sacred labyrinth right on the premises, and you get to meditate and walk around it. You get to see the pictures, some of the energy that you see on the boat. I have an electric boat. That's also something that you would enjoy coming out on, and seeing the vortexes, the energy vortexes within the water. The area that I'm talking about is in Penetanguishene. It's about an hour and a half from Toronto, and people just love to come there. It's serene, it's very quiet, and that's really the atmosphere you need to actually absorb all the energies, both on the land and on the water. Now, on top of that, and I'm going to have Maria explain, she does the meals throughout the weekend for everyone. So you come, you don't bring any food, we have all the snacks, the water, and so forth. So Maria, do you want to take it over?
So the journey starts the moment that you actually register for the retreat.
Wow.
Okay,
So even
so
before you're actually
before
there.
you're starting.
Yeah.
So what I personally do, I actually interview all the participants to make sure first of what their foods, allergies, or whatever special diet that they're on, or whatever's going on, their medication, what pathologies they may have, so that I can actually help them have the best experience at the table.
Yeah.
All right. And what I specialize in is actually in orthomolecular nutrition. That is actually the medicinal part of healing with foods.
Yes. And what exactly is orthomedicinal nutrition?
Orthomolecular.
Orthomolecular. Wow.
Orthomolecular nutrition
Yes.
is actually the study of the chemical composition of foods that interacts with the body.
Right.
And therefore, once we understand the chemical composition of each individual person, because we're all unique,
Yes.
right? We can put together foods that are beneficial for them
Individually.
individually. So, for example, when we receive the phone call as a participant, what happens is that I ask you all these questions, and then I put together a menu that actually resonates with all the participants that are beneficial for everyone. And also for not only aiding the digestion in regards to making the foods healthy, the way we cook them, and also in regards to understanding the energetic potency of each of the elements that we put together, like the herbs, the vegetables, and all of them put together with the proteins that we choose according to what is that the participants require.
Right.
It truly sounds like there's a scientific approach, a methodology
Absolutely.
behind all of this.
Absolutely, there is. So that's where I study to put together these meals. In fact, the experience of dining and then having lunch and breakfast with us, we actually have it also in a possibility in creating it in your own home, where we have our events, dine, discover, and meditate, where you can have me, the chef, coming in, and you invite a whole bunch of friends over, and I actually teach you how to create meals that are beneficial for you.
Yeah.
Right? And then we also, not only we teach, at the end of the meal, we have a nice little meditation where we actually help you digest through the meditation. And we actually not only feed the gut, let's say the tummy,
The physical.
we
You also feed the soul.
yeah, exactly, the mental, the emotional, and the spiritual level of the body. So that's what it encompasses, the nutritional, medicinal nutrition.
And that's why it sounds very much so, like deep-rooted and at the molecular level, right?
Exactly, exactly. In fact, we are made of energy, and energy comes from where?
Of course.
The molecules.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
So that's where I focus the food, is actually, I love what Hippocrates says, let food be thy medicine and medicine thy food.
Food. Yes.
Right?
Amazing.
And that's what
Your approach is and your
my approach is.
philosophy.
Yes,
And
exactly.
it truly is the case that if we are nurturing our body the way it is meant to be nurtured, there is no need for medicine or cures.
Well,
like it's more of a preventive.
And more of a preventive. Well,
Yes.
I have to say, medicine does help where it's required.
Where it's
right?
required, for
Okay, so
sure.
there are, like, I'm a living testament of that, as
Yes.
I'm alive because of the medical attention that I've had. Otherwise, I would have not been here with my experience. But maintaining myself after that experience is what had me understand how to heal with foods, how to make myself into a better, healthier person, and not go into the same mistakes that I've done in the past.
There you go.
For
And
sure.
it is,
That's a very healthy behavior, and
Yes.
and it really takes us to the whole different level, from the medical perspective. If and clinical perspective, I can definitely, acknowledge that too. That what you're saying, just changing that behavior, just we can start off with the diet, and it doesn't have to be a whole 9 yards of exercising and changing a lifestyle and everything.
Exactly.
Just one step at a
Sometimes
time.
it means also even staying hydrated.
Exactly.
That's all it may mean. Like people don't drink enough water or fluids.
Or 9 cups of coffee.
Yes, I know. It's like we'll take a sip when we do that. I think I need some water.
Yes, I need to cut back on my coffee, and of course, I think that should be my takeaway for the day. But I can try on that for sure. So, how often you're offering these retreats?
We have 3 more to the end of the year. The next one is August 11 to 13, September 22 to 24, and October 27 to 29. So please go to the website and check the dates. They get filled very quickly. And we're going to have 2 themes coming up in September. It's going to be a Hawaiian theme, and the October it's going to be photography. So it's going to be a beautiful time to take pictures up north with the different colors from Mother Nature. And so please reach out to us. We have all the information on our website, and we'll be honored to have you with us.
Wow, it's amazing that you actually have a theme also associated with every, that's amazing. So I love photography.
Yes.
So September it is, I think, yes, absolutely photography. But you're not going to make me wake up 6 o'clock in the morning.
No.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so what are the timings?
The timings, we'd have breakfast around 8, 9 o'clock, and then we'd go on excursions at 9:30 and come back for lunch. Then we go out again, and then we actually have a 3-hour silence where you actually focus and meditate on what you've observed, what you've actually experienced throughout the day. And then we actually share that on Sunday over brunch. And we give you some of our insights. So
Now, silence part is difficult, but I totally hear where you're coming from.
Yeah.
That's extremely important
Yes,
sometimes.
yes.
That silence sometimes is so loud and has its own voice and
It's
Yeah.
rather
it speaks to you.
integrate and
Yes.
to integrate with yourself and what
Absolutely.
experience that you've learned, and that silence speaks a lot.
it does.
It does.
Absolutely, and you get so many answers.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
On questions.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so you can meditate outside in the labyrinth on one of the canopies that we have, hammocks, I'm
Hammocks.
sorry. The hammocks, we have a 2-kilometer walk near the water. So there's many places that you can actually bask in your spirituality, get the messages, meet people. So don't
Not only-
hesitate.
Exactly.
No.
It's not only a retreat, it's a mini vacation too for you to just get
Yes.
away from work and not
Yes.
go too far and just,
We would consider
an
it
hour.
like the vacation for the soul,
Exactly. We all need
where
to.
we
you
all need.
regenerate your spirit. You regenerate on a physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual level.
Yeah, sounds like
Then-
quite the rejuvenation.
Exactly,
Yeah.
you rejuvenate. So, and it allows you actually to energize so that you can go forward and go back and conquer the world back again, whatever you were doing and whatever you're passionate about.
Yeah. And look at the bright side too. You have both of us as facilitators,
Oh my
as
gosh.
counselors 24/7 during the time that you're there.
Yeah, 24/7. Gosh,
Yeah.
so I guess I take it you guys don't sleep. Forget about waking up at 6 o'clock.
It was amazing that the first time I actually met you, Lillian, and she held my hand and
Yes.
she just started reading, She
Reading
was
your
just,
energy?
Exactly. She was reading my energy and she said so many things, about me. I was like, okay, I'm just going to put my hands back.
getting
And she's
uncomfortable
like,
now.
no, I was not uncomfortable, but it was just like, I just met you. And you know what? She was saying things about me that I know already, right?
But you're like,
But
how
it
does
was
she
like
know?
exactly as if she has known me. So it was amazing that
Yeah.
she made that instant connection with me. So it was amazing. It was amazing. So you guys will love it.
Absolutely. And it does go to show that, there's so much more to us, different realms, different dimensions, and it's just a case of us delving into them. There's so much more that we don't know as opposed to what we do know,
Exactly.
right? What we know is a mere dot in the big scheme of things, and we just have to get out of our ego and arrogance and think that we know it all, and then we can expand our mind and expand our experiences, because that's truly what it's about. And going back to the contrast of, Maria shared a little bit of, what she went through, and then she made that conscious decision that she didn't want to make those same mistakes. Exactly.
And take care of myself.
Yes. And that's what propelled, what you're living today.
Yes.
And Liliana, you had, in the biography, I'd mentioned that you went through some,
Yes.
health and mental issues
I was in a car
yourself.
accident in
Yes.
2008, and based on that, I had to have a hip replacement and back surgery within
Yes.
3 months apart. And through that suffering, every time I talk about it, I get emotional. From that suffering, I had all these messages, and it was because of that that I actually healed myself, and I actually moved forward in life. And because of my experience, that's what I want others to experience and share.
It's like
My
a pay it
experience.
forward.
Yes, Absolutely.
It's amazing what you're doing, and it's amazing job. You know, the reason I said it's not everybody is able to do that what you're doing. You know, because if we are able to actually stand back on our feet, bounce back, that's one thing. But again, to return back to others, to community, for the others, you know, that's whole at a whole different level. You know,
and we're there also to empower people.
Yes.
You know, to get on with their life, and you know, see what's available to them. Start dreaming again. A lot of us aren't. A lot of you aren't dreaming anymore, and that's what I'm here for, to ensure that you are empowered and dreaming in what it is that you want in life. And if it means coming and cleansing your soul, we're the ones to come to.
Yeah, beautiful.
Oh, that's amazing.
And we do have a little note here.
Yes.
We teach you how to do that.
Yeah.
Oh
There
my
you go.
gosh.
So you go home with that.
So we
lesson.
have actually courses in place. It's
Yes.
called Energy Health Sciences, where you learn the Reiki, you learn energy medicine and energy psychology.
Perfect.
So we actually are very thrilled to teach people how to actually take care of themselves.
Yeah, that's
on all
amazing.
levels, on a physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual level.
Yeah. Oftentimes we forget about the emotional aspect of us,
Yes.
but it's totally our emotions that drive us.
Yeah.
You know, like whether it's buying a house or a car, you know, people play on the emotions. It's like it's an emotional purchase even.
Yes.
And it's always that gut feeling, or, you know, the
Exactly.
sadness or the sorrow that propels us forward. And we define it as, you know, leading from our heart or leading from our mind.
Yes.
So it is so important to have
Yes.
that emotional intelligence and awareness.
Exactly. We're born with it. Why not learn how to
Exactly.
use it?
Yes.
That's what I was going to say.
Yes. Well, thank you so
Thank
much.
you so
Thank
very
you.
much.
Just
both
one
of
last
you.
thing that I wanted to say is about, you know, dreaming and how people
Yes.
don't dream. And to be able to dream in this environment,
Yes.
a quote comes to my mind by John Lennon, that, or Yoko Ono, or perhaps both of them, that a dream dreamt by itself is just a dream, but a dream dreamt with others is
beautiful.
reality.
Absolutely
Yes.
gorgeous.
So
There
so
you
let's
go.
all dream together.
Yes.
And make it a reality.
Yes.
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 And people can actually go to the website and see some of the testimonials that people that came, and just to have a read through them. They're just amazing, and they're all from the heart.
For sure.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much for both of you for being here with us and providing all of the insights, you know, for all of the audiences and for information. So join us on the very first date, which is in August, and then in September. All of the information is on their website.
And we'll post it on our Facebook page as well, so the Mani and Fariha Show Facebook page, as well as Toronto 360. And thank you, Toronto 360, for hosting the Mani and Fariha Show
Yes.
every Friday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We look forward to having you again. Thank you so much, Liliana and
Thank
Maria,
you
for being here with us and sharing the depth of your insight, your own experiences, and where we can go to also have, you know, this transformative and spiritual experience.
We invite you both to come.
Thank
Absolutely,
you.
we'll be
Yes.
there.
And we look forward to seeing you there too.
Yes.
Awesome. Thank you.
So till next Friday, thank you. God bless you.
Goodbye and God bless.